Women's rights activists. Introduction. The women's rights movement was first introduced in 1884 in order to create equality amongst both sexes. Many women would begin to advocate for their rights and form organizations to promote their beliefs. Mary McLeod Bethune was born on July 10th in 1875 in South Carolina. She was the daughter of two former slaves and was considered one of the most important black educators, women's rights leaders, and government officials. She founded many organizations like the National Council of Negro Women. She was also the advisor of one of the presidents, Roosevelt, and was then named president of the National Association of Colored Women, which was created to promote the equality of African American women. Lucy Stones was a suffragist and abolitionist. She was the first woman in Massachusetts to earn a college degree. She organized the first National Women's Rights Convention, and she had an organized marriage to Henry Blackwell, which was the brother of Elizabeth Blackwell, who was a known women's activist and the first woman in the U.S. to receive a medical degree. After being married, she kept her maiden name, which violated social norms, and created the theme of women who would get married to keep their maiden names. In 1858, she reminded the United States of the famous phrase, "no taxation without representation," as she refused to pay her taxes and was eventually punished. Along with other activists, she founded the AWSA, American Women's Suffrage Association, which was created in 1869 and was intended to expand women's voting votes, and unlike other organizations, supported the 15th Amendment, which granted African Americans rights to vote. Abby Keller Foster lived by the quote, "Go where least wanted, for there you are most needed." After having studied in Massachusetts her whole life, she had gotten very involved in the abolishment of slavery. She joined the Female Anti-Slavery Society and founded Millbury Anti-Slavery Society until they were finally pronounced free. She then began becoming an activist for women's rights and started organizing events to promote women's rights. Along with other founders, the Convention of New England Women's Suffrage Association took place to promote the movement. Matilda Joslyn Gage. In 1852, she had her very first public speech for the Third National Women's Rights Convention. In 1871, she broke the law along with hundreds of other women and voted for the presidential election. After so, she began writing articles of women's accomplishments, for example, the cotton gin, being credited to Eli Whitney when the original idea was created by Catherine Littlefield, in which she instructed Eli Whitney to make. After having written those articles, she also began writing for the History of Women's Suffrage, which was completed after the 19th Amendment passed. Alice Paul founded the National Woman's Party in 1916. She was then named chairwoman for her creation. After many years of being an active advocate, she organized a women's suffrage procession in D.C. In 1917, the National Woman's Party began protesting in the White House for the first time ever. Accomplishments. After many years, the women's activists have accomplished making the first ever women's rights convention made by Lucretia Mott, the first woman to receive a medical degree, Elizabeth Blackwell, the first birth control clinic to be opened, made by Margaret Sanger, the first woman to be sworn into Congress in 1917, Janet Rankin, and the second pilot to ever fly was a woman named Amelia Earhart, and many more firsts to come by women. In conclusion, although it took many years, many associations, marches, and etc., the 19th Amendment was finally made a law on August 18, 1920. The power of all the women activists made it possible for women to finally vote and receive many more deserving rights for the following years.